Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you with another game of Total War 3 Kingdoms. We're here with Liu Bei again. We're still a noble 10 years in. But importantly, we have migrated all the way over to Shu. The game starts you out over here, but historically the kingdom that Liu Bei eventually founds is over here. So we just tried to get over here as soon as possible, and now we're over here. Now we need to cheese this battle. You know, the spear is not nearly as good as the great axe is here, is it? And we'll give him some more armor. Alright, we need these ancillaries here, actually, because like these guys aren't going to use it very well, but you know, with a few bows, you know, even with very limited ammo, that should give us an ability to put a whole bunch of shots into Meng, who's going to be on an elephant. Not going to be an easy nut to crack, even with a whole bunch of archers. But we're going to just go in here and try to yank this copper mine with a single block stack here. Should be able to make it work, maybe. Because there's Nanman lands that are marked with this thing, but that just means that we can build stuff faster there and cheaper. But then there's this other marker for the jungle, and that means that we'll be tired and they'll be better at fighting there, and so on and so on. But here we do want to roll this up. Oh, we can't get there this turn? Well, we can't get there this turn. That's okay. Because Meng is somewhere in here, probably. And he's probably going to fight Shu. Probably. Or Liu Yan, which is to say. But. Oh, he showed up right there, actually. Well, what we can do here is try to stick a bunch of tower damage onto something, you know, like, they're going to be able to get in very easily. Oh, actually, this is a Nanman zone, so we might be able to actually get quite a lot of damage before they get in. You know, they've really rewarded us here. Of course, if we catch them here, it's gonna be big trouble, but yeah, so we'll just hang out back here. No, where are the last towers to defend? Defending these towers would be good. I mean, as if we could. We might be able to. Some. Alright, so the elephants are over there, but there's a lot of towers in a Nanman city, and so even though this is a minor place, we might be able to get some good damage against them, which we have to do. He's on the southern elephant, which can stomp and gore and trumpet. You know, he's got all the stuff, but he's got a couple beat up guys, and if we just get a whole lot of tower damage, just a whole lot of tower damage, which we can do, then we'll be able to turn this into, hopefully, a promising situation. Because the longer they wait, the better off we are. The towers shoot for free. But we're not going to be able to get too much time out of this, right? But if we can make the elephants lose models, that would be the ideal. These towers cover the approach once they're in there, which is pretty good. And we just need to start sinking the damage in on the king here. Because, well, you know, he's unbreakable. He's got 26,000 hit points or whatever. But if we can get, like lots of thousands of hit points off of him, then that'll be worth, you know, its weight. Unless we mainly miss all of them. No, some of them will hit. Yeah, some of them will hit. And if we can just do, like, a whole bunch of work there, it looks like, yeah, these elephants are actually getting trucked on there. Alright, we probably want to back up more. Just because we don't want to get army lost. That's the big thing. No matter, like, we can't really fight, and if we get shot up by the slingers, then our other towers that are, you know, somehow working, like right here, they still haven't taken these towers, so, you know, if we can just get, like, several thousand more damage onto them. Maybe we could have fought him right there and had the tower coverage, but I think, yeah, if we just go back here, just fight him at the final place. Did we get, like, at least, yeah, they failed to capture these towers, which feels good. And they failed to capture these. If we engage these slingers here, then maybe they won't try to capture my towers there, and we can keep on shooting at the elephants, which is really going to pay off just so well. And here, Meng loses, I mean, a few thousand damage. Yeah, you know, like a few thousand. And there, the slingers very easily rout some militia. But, importantly, their elephants are still allowing me to shoot them up. This is awesome. Because we've knocked out 6 elephant models. If we can get just a couple more, then, like, they're not going to have a whole lot of elephants for us to deal with. That's the dream. To have a limited amount of elephants to deal with. Alright, these G infantry are about to run. We just need to stay here because this tower is all that matters now. That tower won't be doing anything else. But these elephants, by not coming inside, have brilliantly allowed... You know, the elephants are afraid to cross the water. That's what it is, you know. They're very afraid to cross the water. And accordingly, the game gives me a gigantic win. Because if we can disable these elephants for a few turns, then, like, you know, suddenly we've turned this army, and we have. Alright, and that's why auto-resolve should be avoided when you're trying to win a campaign. Beautiful stuff. Elephant get knocked down to 2 models. Hopefully on the exit, it'll be enough. And we're just gonna keep on letting the towers do their thing. Yeah, and if this is like how all the Nanman lands are to defend, then that's going to be amazing, you know. We're just going to be able to quite efficiently chip away at their HP, at least partially. And if we have a big garrison or any kind of, you know, quality around, then that'll really help. But still, awesome. Some good chip damage on the big guy, and massive, massive damage onto the elephants. Yeah, they get dumpstered. That's perfect. And we definitely went the wrong way there. We went up here to try to meet them, but we're going to go here to try to meet them now. And wow, yeah, they get so much of their replenishment back already. Wow, wow, wow. I'm like, do they... Right. So they're gonna have night battle, you know, and night battle against us would be devastating. But hopefully we can make this work, right? If we attack here, I mean, if we lose, it's not the end of the world. But maybe, I mean, if we bring this army over here, this is sort of like not delivering on what we were doing. But if we bring it over here, we'll be able to reinforce here, and that will help. And so, you know, whatever. I didn't know he was going to move back down here, right? Good for him. Liu Yan now is slightly further away from wanting to do it because the political situation has changed. But if he just keeps on liking us slightly more, then we might be able to get there in time. Keep on building our tax buildings. They're the best thing about this faction. They're like our whole thing. We just have to hope that he keeps on liking us a bit. You know, we're fine right now. They don't want us in their military alliance. I'd love to be in it. But even with that loss, we're slightly revenue positive. And if he moves up this way, we'll hopefully be, you know, we just got to catch him out. You know, we got to catch him out and smack him around a bit. He has a lot of axe throwers, which can totally melt. Yeah, this army's so good. But you know, that's what we're doing. We're over here. We're here at Liu Yan's invitation. You know, we started over here. We've been fighting rebels and bandits and such. And now we're here trying to help out. And now they're saying we could be in the coalition, but you know, who cares? And now we have one turn to get the elephant. Alright, so we're not able to deliver. We're not able to deliver on injuring the elephant. That's rough. Too far from home. Maybe we could have marched there. Anyway. We're gonna see if we can ambush them, right? Like, that's all we can do. If we can't win this, then we can't win the campaign. If we win this, that doesn't mean we win the campaign. But if we can't win this, then the campaign can't work. So let's see how it goes. You know, we've got our bows and arrows. We could have recruited her into an army over here, you know that, but you know, we could have done the last few turns a little different. We didn't though, so this is the bed that we are laying in. We can go to campaign movement range in just one more. This will also give us mounted archers, which we won't use, and 8 military supplies, which will be very helpful actually. Because now even in hostile territory, it's just -13. Yeah, it's a pretty big swing. Takes you from, you know, doing 5 turns, and then suddenly you can be there for 7 or 8. Depending on the season. You know, I guess we could have scouted the province with the ability. Didn't think to, though. Alas. Well, you know, if we can win this fight, it's alright. And if we can't... Because we need to get him away from the village, or we can just siege it. At this point, taking a few extra turns to siege it is fine. But I imagine he'll move out. Ambush fails, we still have the fight. Oh, this troop doesn't come in to assist. Well... Okay, the elephant's here, but at least there's only 4 of them. Alright, well, we're going to see how it goes, right? They have a huge chance to capture me. %70 base? Like, what? Anyway. The good news is we have a big open map. The bad news is we have a big open map. We need to give the maximum amount of space before we start up. Now, you don't want your guys all in a line. You never ever want your guys all in a line. We're going to have some of the G militia in the back to respond to threats, never in the front. We've got, you know, Saber militia, principally because they have shields. So we're going to need to play this tight. But we have really, really solid archers who can fire while moving. And the best dang hero corps in the whole world. Alright. Oh, I have a... This is a defensive battle, so I don't get my tower. Oh, man. Oh, that's rough. Or maybe it's because it was a failed ambush? I don't know. Let's get to it. Because they don't have anything at long range, right? All they have is the Nanman slinger, which will do okay against unarmored, unshielded things like cavalry. They've got a really high fire rate, but you know... Now they are quick, of course. But he's on an elephant in the front of all of them, and I'm gonna shoot at him. And if I get away with this, this is gonna be awesome. Let's get even closer. It's like we're missing some shots here. Alright, now if we're... Like, we gotta start hitting them. We can't just not hit them. He's so but he has his armor and all. Yeah, he's not even getting hit by this. He's not impressed. We should have been trying to shoot at these elephants. We should definitely have been shooting at those elephants, which are a lot easier for us to hit. Well, we get a couple of them at least. Alright, we've got to start making this count. I wish I had a tower. Alright, the thing we absolutely cannot do is get unhorsed. they do have a debuff to everything else. So the center of their line has no spears. Spears are on the flanks. We're gonna have to, you know, let's get cheesy, right? Liu Bei, at least, now he's got his ability for higher speed and, you know, all that. And now, we charge right down, getting right through where the spears are. And we just need to push right through, there we go. Because they are fatigue immune as long as the Oliphants are here. But right now, I think the spears aren't going to support them, so we're going to get a big old charge onto the king. And now we're going to run off. You know, our morale is fine. But, hey, elephants getting unsupported in the back line. It looks like there's no spears around them. These spears are a little bit away. Boom, there we go. Drive-by elephant hit. And now we wake them up. What we need to do now, okay, the elephant's really messed up, but we ideally need to start hurting the rest of them, but the biggest damage we can do is right here on the boss. And if Guan Yu can hit like a real big, oh man, we get trucked on though in return. Just a really big hit from the gore on Liu Bei, but hey, you know, at least we get something. Hey, now they are sending out some feeler forces, some skirmishers in the front. We're going to be able to take advantage of this. You know, if they can send them in piecemeal, we can definitely break them out piecemeal. Now, Meng Huo down to 9k HP. He is unbreakable, but 9k HP, we could do that with another old Guan Yu Binding Fury ability, so feeling okay about this. Once they make contact here, we're going to want them to flee as soon as possible. So we're just going to go ahead, get the saber infantry in there. And there we go, textbook. Speaking of the textbook, we need to get around this way. So the elephants are right here. We're going to be able to shoot them right now. And they don't have too much HP left. They get their command, but again, they don't have too much HP left. Now, the spears aren't going to be there in time. And we're going to be able... Yeah, there we go. Guan Yu slays the elephant, drops him down, and of course their Oathsworn now are freaking out. We just need to run away and get engaged here and here. Fill the gaps with the G. We need to get onto these elephants. Like, please let them run soon. There we go. I'm like, once the elephant goes, then this fatigue immune thing is going to go away. We're going to be in a lot better of a spot. And, of course, we're not going to have a big mobile terror-causing nonsense. All right, now we can run right through here. And we're trying to get the G on there and here. We just need to move up some militia here. We countercharge the Saber militia there. Of course, these Saber militia are running. Oh, our cavalry have already run away. Oh, boy. Oh, probably because of some ability. Alright, you know, Meng Huo is gone, but that doesn't mean we're in a good spot, does it? We need to start breaking these infantry blobs. We need to break up the brothers. We countercharge there and there. We've got the G militia onto him, of course. That's not going to do too good. We're going to countercharge here and here. Guan Yu pops his ability. Zhang Fei. We're going to run through here. And see if we can stabilize this with a big sundering strike on these dudes. Liu Bei quite adeptly deals with that and that. Now we have cavalry here. We need to get them right here in the center if we can. We're chasing these slingers. You know, that's certainly something. If we charge in here, wow, okay, man. It was fine for a second, then he really hit him, but you know, we need to get these cav on him. We need to get Guan Yu on him. Zhang Fei goes in here, and then we'll just get Liu Bei here to try to stabilize. The slingers are shooting in from the flank there. We need to get fire there and there on them. Alright, those slingers now are shattered. Need to make sure we're not throwing away good money after bad in that regard. Alright, so here we need to chase those slingers, otherwise the cav can never come back. We're gonna take care of that. Liu Bei needs to run down here and break them. Alright, there we go. Binding Fury hits him. There's the 10k we needed. He's unbreakable, but he's only got 2k HP, and Guan Yu puts him in the clink. Alright, now we just need to dash in here. We need to break some of these lines so that we can get on the flanks here, and it works. Our mounted Lancer militia, not worth the paper they are printed on there. Just fleeing under the weight of my own archery? I don't know, maybe. Liu Bei flips out. They challenge me to a duel. I accept. Oh, Liu Bei falls in battle. That's why he flips out. Of course. Alright, well, now we're in trouble. His retinue is gone. The brothers are freaking out. We took this duel. Hopefully that's going to allow us to do something, right? Alright. But those who have stabilized now, the initial morale shock is gone. And now, yeah, we're okay. And our guys will hit harder. You know, that's probably like the move you're supposed to do here, right? Is to let Liu Bei die to get the heal and the bonus damage. Of course, we have to be in condition to fight right after this, but we have the other army at least. I just worry that they're going to be able to heal and I'm not, but hey, at least we got the win. I mean, a bit premature, right? We haven't won yet. But I believe we're going to pull it together. You know, if only our guys had more ammo. You know, our cavalry did not do well, but this is a tough cav engagement, right? A lot of slingers is actually really, really rough for the cavalry. But we win it. You know, at what cost and all, but we win it. Obviously, we had a huge leg up with the elephants already being very injured. But I guess, yeah, no, we'll... Yeah, because we still have plenty of HP on Zhongfei, at least. And their army's quite beat up. Yeah, we should be able to. Yes, we need the money. And the unity. Now, some people get mad about it, but hey. Here, Liu Bei levels up again. We go to Zeal, even though a lot of these would be totally fine. But Zeal, because that'll let us get fire arrows next level and night battle, which will both be very wonderful against Nanman, you know. Hey, Amateur. Indeed, it was a close fight. Indeed. This army didn't reinforce me, which I thought they would. But... yeah, so he'll be in the battle with a tiny amount of hit points, but his two supporting guys won't be because we got him on the crackback here. So this is just a small garrison and what was left of his army. Of course, we know Nanman towns are really annoying to take. We could just take the auto-resolve here, but no, it'll be fine, right? If Guan Yu falls, that will inspire them to fight harder, and we have... yeah, we have 3 more heroes to go in. Yeah, this will be fine. We'll just run right in. It'll be great. And if we end up totally botching it, then yeah, at least there aren't walls, right? And look, we gotta get good at sieging Nanman places because it looks like we're gonna be in for a lot of that this campaign. But we know their troops, they're like very beat up, right? They're not like ours. They're not happy to be here. And basically we need to take both of these, so... and these guys can all run afterward. Guan Yu with just a bit of hit points. We'll hold back a bit for him before he goes in, and we'll have these guys coming in from the other side. These cavalry will likely stay outside the whole time. And let's get to it. Oh yeah, they put him in with 1 hit point. Okay, we don't need to worry about sniping him, I don't think. But hey, we'll get the... Actually, Zhongfei will get shot up very badly by this. Run away from the towers, Zhongfei. You've got so much to live for. Alright, there we go. Boom, baby. Put him in the dumpster. We're gonna go try to crack this one because the spears are walking away. Yeah. And they don't have anyone to defend on this side, so we're just gonna run right in. Or threaten to, which is the same. And we run the archers way too far forward. Just way too far forward. Maybe we shouldn't be trying to get 2 fronts here. Maybe, you know, there's still time to run away. Yeah, there's still time to run away. Good. Good for me. Because we don't need to go over there. We don't need to go over there at all. We can go in here. We don't need to like, grind out here. I mean, we could. But why not inside where we're not getting shot by the towers so much? These towers shoot inside, but only if you go to the right there. And we can just go left here. We're just going to send Zhongfei to capture that. Bulwark there to protect from the towers. And these guys are like, you know, they're making their way downtown. They're gonna get there eventually. Alright. Zhang Fei grabs that, and now we're just going to be able to run right through here. Nope, that's a tower. We don't want to go there. But we do want to make sure that these missile troops don't have too good of a time with us, right? And we just want to run up here with our archers, which, you know, which you can do. You can just leave a melee engagement. It'd be easier if Liu Bei convinces all of them that they don't want to be here anymore. Yeah, and Zhang Fei bravely gets the flag. And these guys bravely take these towers. Because here now we can turn around and be in an awesome position to rain fire and destruction and, you know, archery shots at the foe. And it looks like they've abandoned these towers now, so we can back cap it clean. Of course, the towers don't shoot for us, but they don't shoot for them, and that's very good. And now we have taken a terrible place and made it a good one. I don't think you get unhorsed by charging at barricades. But our archers are straight having a party here, right? We can get them up here and be able to fire at these fools. Oh yeah, let's just go in. Oh yeah, Zhang Fei the hero. Zhang Fei, you know, if only he had his roar. He's famous for his lungs, you know, Zhang Fei. He has a beautiful singing voice. Alright, clean. That battle we won out in the field definitely softened him up. You know, this would be annoying to get without fire arrows, which we'll get fairly soon. When fighting all these fights, we should get fire arrows before too long, and that'll definitely help. Night battle plus fire arrows will actually, when we can take the initiative, allow us a great amount of beatdown onto the Nanman. That's basically their two, you know, their two weaknesses, but apparently the historical Cao Cao was a good singer and dancer. That's awesome. It's always cool when someone in history that is often remembered for, you know, politics or warfare, you know, anything in that vein, and then, you know, but they actually, you know, cared about the arts too, but in like a sincere way, you know. Because Cao Cao didn't know that, you know, they were going to make video games about him in 1800 years. If you told him that, he would say, well, yeah, sure, they'll make a video game about me. He wouldn't let you know that he didn't know what you were talking about. He's a clever dude. But we get inside and very handily put the beat down. It's just all about taking care of the internal towers. Because I think we're going to have to get pretty used to fighting Nanman. Maybe I need to get yellow cavalry for the missile block. Because, like, man, 40 wasn't doing it, but yeah, they might have had some weird abilities too, for all I know. We'll get some weird abilities of ourselves before too long. After all, what if he gives us the elephant? We can put Wei Yan on the elephant. Now, the guy you want on the elephant is the one, hopefully one who has, like, ranged block themselves, but certainly one with high armor and without good abilities. And his abilities are mediocre. And Tenacity of Steel would, I think, trigger on the elephant, which would make him a pretty funny long-term fighter on the elephant. But there we go, a decisive victory. And unfortunately, we don't capture him or take any of his stuff. We become rivals with that guy. We become rivals with a lot of them. But it looks like Meng as well as a few other fellows are coming down the pipeline to us, so, you know, we might lose this or that, but hey, at least... Hey, and then Liu Yan has taken care of Shu. He's got a good personality, so now he's not in as much danger anymore, and we're weaker. But, you know, we know that we're not... It won't be, like, impossible to get him onto our side, probably, but ultimately, if he doesn't confederate in, we'll, you know, find a pretext for war, I'm sure. And we're going to have just, like, really high favor from the Emperor for the whole time because we're going to be fighting the Nanman. And this should also give us the benefit of good friendliness with a lot of other people. Not everybody will care. He's on a maybe for peace. That's pretty funny. You know, we're making some progress for sure. But although he can come out of the mountain this way and move in, he hasn't done so yet. So we're going to hope that he keeps on pushing out this way. And we can keep on busting him up. Do we just get a couple more Yi archers here? Well, no, because the Saber militia would be the swap. Like, a couple of G militia to respond to mounted threats aren't terrible. They just don't work very well, but we have to have something for it. We might not, maybe we don't have to, but we're going to. But yeah, a couple more archers, I guess. Like, do I just leave it? If we spend the money, can we defend it? Yeah, because at this point, Shu is locked down, so we can defend it. And that means we should. We'll make a little bit more money soon. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. You need to give us a whole bunch of stuff first. Alright, so here... Alright, they have elephants, so we're just gonna need to, see if the towers work a little bit. How'd the Meng fight go? Oh, it was good. It was good. We defended and were able to chip away the entire elephant block beforehand when he took our city. And then we were able to roll up. He came to attack us. The ambush failed. And then he only had like 4 elephants there. And, I mean, it was close. But it went well. And then we went into the city and popped him. But here we just need, we just need these towers to shoot at these elephants for as long as possible. And they're standing in the burning forest. Good for them. Look, if we can get, like, a lot of elephants down, that's good. If we can get, like, no elephants down, maybe we should have taken the auto. The fire arrows are mostly burning their forest down rather than my towers, so that's good. But the elephants now are charging in, so that's not good. Because they have... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, at least with the towers, we might be able to get them. Because, like, they're right under the tower right now, so we can actually probably get a whole lot of tower kills, or at the very least some. And look, if we just get, like, a few elephants gone, that's better than it would have given us. Because right now we've chipped 6 elephants down. And 7, then even with replenishment, if we just get 2 or 3 elephants gone, that's worth it. Totally worth it. And we get him down to 5 elephants, so very nice. That's what it's all about. It goes up to 6 at the end. And yeah, they'll get it soon enough, but maybe we can get them with some gone, and we'll just move to ambush here, and maybe we can provoke them again, right? Maybe that'll work. Also, hi Luke. As long as we keep up the fight, confederation as possible. Well, then we'll have to keep up the fight. all the bows are solid. They actually really do very well against the elephants. You know, they don't really super well hit. Hey, oh, you want me to pay you, Sunset? How about you just get me into your coalition without trying to get any money out of me, buddy? Ambush failed, but yeah, I want to fight him. Yeah, hooray. Of course, Guan Yu's a little beat up. Of course, the army's a little beat up, but this army's not. And this should be just simple enough to take care of course. Because we've got 6 heroes. All we have to do is not run into the 2 units of spears they have. Exactly. Post-battle loot, Diplo values, elephants and gold maces, and the potential to potentially, maybe, release him 7 times. What we're gonna do is... Oh, they finally got fire archers in this army. That's okay. We are going to begin firing at the elephants here with our bows. We've got crummy little bows on everybody, but hey, the elephants won't be able to do anything about it. And I think actually, because they're pretty big targets, you know, and there's a lot of them, so I think this might be the best thing for these bows. And honestly, you know, you hate to do it to them, but it's real good, isn't it? It's real good to just delete a whole bunch of the elephants. Hard to miss an elephant, right, for sure. And of course, on this difficulty, they won't spend their arrows on my heroes, which you've mentioned in the past. Sounds like it's good until it isn't. And now I totally see it. Like the axe throwers, you know, like, will they not even throw them at me? Maybe not. Be pretty good for them if they would. Because it also lets you do this without having to worry about, you know, getting shot up by, you know, something like hidden vipers. But now we run into the elephants. I don't know if that's good. We're going to try to pop them, though. We're here. Alright, the spears are here now. We gotta run. Oh, wow, Guan Yu got... Oh, no, never mind. I was like, he was already beat on. I'm like, how did he lose that much? He didn't. Oh, right, these guys are here, too. Ah, I forgot. We can get ready to just be an absolute menace. Because the elephants are fleeing. And the spears are all the way over here and all the way over here, which means there's absolutely nothing to keep me from playing my Warhammer heart out. This is so much... This is really living, you know. No wonder people that like historical games hate this. No wonder I love it so much. Look at me, I'm a hero. Look at me, we're Dynasty Warriors. And we're gonna hit these guys with some hardcore poetry. I mean, we are just gonna epic rack battle them here. And just push all the way through. Oh my goodness. What a wonderful campaign. Even if we eventually lose, I regret nothing. This is art. You know, this is everything I wanted. This is the dream. I wasn't good enough to play like this, you know, when we first played Liu Bei. Everything we've learned, everything is to bring us to this moment. Ah, wonderful. Wonderful. Hero Ball. Of course we have an army. And, you know, they're fighting very bravely. Actually, we can advance there. Hey! Oh, whoops. Guan Ping accepts the duel. Well, hopefully you'll win, buddy. Oh no, they did the thing! Well, that's real bad. Maybe we won't win now. But if we hit these guys, we can reduce their armor and fatigue them at least. A little bit of an assist. At least Liu Ba Chuzhu is not like that great of a fighter. And Guan Ping does have final rush, right? So, well, that's not really gonna help him, is it? It's like, it seems like it should help him, but it just makes you faster whenever you're about to die, which sounds better than it does. Well, you know, maybe you'll win anyway. Still, he's a brave lad. Oh wow, the fire arrows are back online. Yeah, failure to micro, that was the big thing. It's like with Cav, where I frequently fail to micro it. Guan Ping is totally gonna win this duel with his unassuming great axe. Come on, totally win this duel, buddy. Yeah! Everybody's cheering you on. Everybody wants you specifically to win. You missed him again. Alright. And then he just sort of like shoves them and then he's like, alright, we're done. Alright, now we need to clean up. This is actually, of course, an opportunity to really mess them up. We should have been doing that while we were waiting for that fight to go. You know, yeah, we should have. But, hey, hopefully, hopefully the guard mode wouldn't have triggered yet. Yep, there we go, there we go. Because we just very much need these units to be gone so that our forces, once we, you know, get healed up, we'll be able to roll in again. Still wonder is the best beginner faction. That's how Yansha is both too far too complicated. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Wonderful. Is on. Oh yeah, because his special unit is the quite excellent horse archer, and he starts in a corner. Yeah. Hey Trung. So you're sleeping on this one game time. Well, it's 11 p.m. for me, so. Yeah, you know, I worked all day today, or some of the day today. You know, I spent some of it gaming and messing around. All right, do we go here? We can get the arbor for the spear infantry, but that takes us one more turn to get to God of War, I think. Well, if we go here, then we just continue going across the bottom. We don't get guerrilla deployment. Did they go after the ambushing? Good question. I think they got wiped. I guess we go across the bottom because it's one quicker. Here we want zeal, yeah. Is he even the one we want leading this army? Well, none of them have a movement thing. Because it's all the way over here for her red guy. Yeah, you know, if only he had flames, right? Well, even if they are ambushing, we'll just crack them, right? Yeah. He marched up there. Despite our inferior forces, they predict a heroic victory. Good. We don't have to prove that we can do it again. You know, maybe the amount we got beat down makes it unwise, but hopefully it'll be okay. We're going for flames over roar. Can we catch him? Yeah, we can. Perfection. We get a nice white horse. Make some more money. But we don't want to drop the speed on our horses because we need the fast horses. Whether or not they have the lower mass, I think the speed is what matters to us here. And you can just send them off for, like, ages to make them happier. Yeah, we can just release them. We got them for the swords, right? And we don't need them in an army. Didn't have to pay them for that long to figure that out, but you know. We can drop Guanping here and get Hualanli because she's more advantageous for the block. Because she has Rain of Fire, which is very, very good for this style of what we need. She's got a good bow. And getting her leveled up sooner rather than later. Oh, yeah, I don't have another army slot though. And Liu Ji, we don't. He needs to, like, both of his units are too good for us to get rid of, right? Like the Defender of the Empire, we can't ever drop that unit. That's too good. But yeah, I guess we could. Cause like I can't afford another army at all. It's just a hero block, you know. So. Well, we're only 7 away, and when we get to coordinated, we get 25 prestige, which I think is at 250. So maybe next turn we'll get to 250, and if not, when we take this, we'll be inching up there. We're just gonna go ahead and get Hualanli in here and get rid of the Axe Band. She, of course, is wonderful at the archers because she gets more ammo for them. You know, we're the opposite side from fire arrows, but you know, what are you gonna do? Can recall them and then recruit them next turn for a full heal. Oh, nice. Yeah, so like here on Wei Yan, we would do that. Yeah. We're friends with Lady Wu, but that's nice. Do we actually get along? Yeah, I finally found a spouse for my faction leader that he gets along with. Amazing. Oh, those assignments you can cancel. Sweet. Because I had been thinking, I was like, oh, I guess that's for the whole, just because you spend a little bit of unit on the start, but it's like, you know, hey, because you get experience for it or whatever, it's like, hey, if you just want, this person's like, you know, like all the time where I'm like, man, I wish I had something for him to do. So it's just, bam, here's your 25, you know, satisfaction, shut up about it. And we get Noble Individual for a big burst of satisfaction across the faction. Satisfaction, what's your faction? Okay, I thought we were getting 25 prestige for that, but I guess we're not. Oh, we gotta get the army slots, because otherwise they'll, like, get poofed away or whatnot, yeah. Because we need him to come out of the jungle, like, here, right? We want to fight him, like, right here every time. Because in here, it's the miasma place. But in here, it's not, I don't think. It's just the good Nanman lands, which gives us better construction. We got a little beat up there. It's probably worth it to save the time. Hey, there we go. And now we rank up. A trade agreement would give us money and friendship. Ultimately, the thing that matters least. Active administrators give army slots. Oh. Because really, like, 3 administrators. Or do we want... Yeah, because we get... No... We need 1 spy, right? We gotta have 1 spy. We go here, and that'll get us satisfaction when commanding, which at least is something. And now it wants me to hold some settlements, including... this one over here. You know, we might not do that. But man, oh man, is it looking like Cao Cao ascendancy over here. Who's he even fighting with? Dongmin, the Han, the old, like, look what a genius he is. Unembroiled in anybody's nonsense. Refuses coalitions. Just hanging out, being rich. Holding on to a bunch of land that one of his good friends must have got for him. Yeah, it's all the way in there. A lot of potential enemies all around. Liu Biao is, you know... He's doing okay. I guess he's fighting Sansa over there. Oh, yeah. Huge public order. Hualan Li gives us massive construction, decreasing in industry and commerce. Alright, what's our biggest place? So most of our construction is just... yeah, here because... oh, well, we already have the level 3 copper mine. Very nice. Okay, and Wei Yan... oh, but we want to bring him back into an army, so... the food's not so good. Anyway, we'll, we can make Lu Ji administrator. of Baxi. We need to get him in an army or we're gonna lose his retinue, though. He's old. But we can't afford an army, so we're gonna make him that admin. Oh, and we've got these positions open. It'll take longer to muster here. Well, hopefully that won't matter. And then we make Guan Yu the Grand Excellency. No, the Grand Commandant. And Zhang Fei the Grand Excellency. Yeah, oversee everything, buddy. We need to do this so that we could have a faction council and do something with it, right? So yeah, we'll just put these dudes in there. Yeah, I guess, you know, because we're beat up, you know, he doesn't think we're strong. But we are strong. We're tough. Yeah, it might have been that he was, like, very much on the back foot with Meng Huo, and it just, like, lost a fight or something, and oh no. She's on the river. Well, we can get to Ba in like a turn to fight it. At least he's trustworthy. Indeed. You know, it looks like we're going to be trading these back and forth for a while, but I don't want to be losing my actual commandery capitals all the time. Yeah, look at all the stuff that he is able to do because of what a good guy I am. It's my river, so we still replenish. It's just somewhat limited, but we still replenish some, and that's good enough. I mean, 19%, that's great, you know. We just don't get the population benefit, which is only like 2, probably, yeah. This surprise attack does not have an elephant. They have Followers of the Flame. They have some tigers. That's not nearly the same as having an elephant. Javi throwers. Bunch of non-drunk champions. A whole lot of non-drunk champions. Which is like a problem. They hit kind of hard. But you can charge them, you know. It's just 3 spears. That's the important thing, right? It's like, do they have elephants and how many spears do they have? Yeah, I probably wouldn't auto-resolve it. Stay off of the water, right? And now we get 15% movement range, which is going to be so good. Obviously, we lose some when we're in the jungle Nanman lands, and they gain some. But this will help us bridge that gap a little bit. Mulu declares war on us. Sure, buddy. Cai Mao wants a non-aggression pact. Would I ever hit him? I mean, Liu Biao likes me now, but how long will that last? We'll stay out of this entanglement.
你自找的。不可能这样做。
And we're gonna say that peace is more important. And Shannon Zhong likes yeah, so we can't auto-resolve it and win. What we can do is move here and go to like ambush, and hopefully they will get onto the land somewhere that we can catch them. Oh, well, that wasn't really... That's not a good trap place. They could just hit the army and we wouldn't... Oh, man. I can't believe I did that. Okay, so they're gonna die. Like, why did I move there? Well, it worked. They didn't die, and it worked. Okay. Good. Well, you know, sometimes it works. Oh, and we actually succeeded the ambush. Well, now what do we do? Actually, micro? No. I will, indeed. How do you even pull off an ambush? Like, you know, good question. It's like the Scaven, you know. You just jump up on them and that's all it takes. Oh, right. The Cav charged into Tigers and immediately died. Smart. And we don't have anything on this side to get in. Well, that's alright. After all, it's not like they would just, you know, be able to immediately destroy us. Hey, the crossfire actually works out pretty well. And the slingers melt under the fact that we don't have to walk in order to deliver fire to them. Fire archers there and there. We need to just get on here. Liu Bei having a party, not unhorsed yet. Yet's an ominous way to talk about losing your horse. Oh, the followers of the flame. Yeah, we got to get on them. Exactly. Yeah, if we could fight them, then all right. So we take the duel. Sight unseen, figuring the Zhang Fei will definitely win. These followers of the flame, we have to get on them. There we go. Big damage. Because they, you know, they hit somebody and their morale debuff, you can't put up with that. Nobody can. You can't lose that much. It's nuts. And we're going to fire into the rear of the non-Zhong champions here. Oh yeah, the Tigers are just doing their thing.
敌将受首。
You're challenging on you? I accept. Liu Bei probably could have accepted, but you know, he's doing good work over here. And being able to fire into the rear of the opponent is very nice. Alright, these spear guards, you know, we're just fighting tigers. I guess these tigers are, you know, they're better than I thought, because man, do they ever not stop fighting your guys. I guess they sort of tie up archers forever. Fortunately, they don't have that many tigers, and I don't even think it'll let them have that many tigers. But yeah, somebody send Minho a telegram and tell him I much desire to capture him. Tell him that'll be easier if he'll come with an army rather than sending his representatives. Well, you know, we certainly tricked them, you know. They really thought that that they were catching us. We just need to beat them down very handily here, because of course the beatdown after the battle is done is every bit as important, or more important, than the one in the fight. I used to have this mod when my hands were bad for Warhammer 2, where I would use it to, lots of the times just to mop up after battles, but sometimes to, like, move stuff in. It was like an AI general thing. You know, like, this is a cool retinue, but I'm never going to be able to pay for it. Followers of the Flame is very cool, though. Well, we could just grab her. But then we'd have to pay her. Yeah. If you hire all three, the army disappears. Ah, I see. Well, the army will disappear whenever we hit them here. Oh ho ho! So this is nice. Duosi gets thrown into it. The whole army gets replaced by other generals. But alright, see the problem is of course, like how do we deal with that? Well, we just try to build our economy somehow to be able to support more than one army, right? That's what we do. Utugu in this block, so, you know, elephant plus incredibly dangerous dude, but no elephants in the block. And no, well, you know, 4, 5 spears, a lot of spears, javelin throwers. I don't think they have spear brace things though, so they don't count. Oh, we forgot to look at our faction council. I guess there's only a couple people in it, but... He'll pay me to become his vassal. I don't think so. You see, Yan Shao, we're doing okay out here. Sure, we're having some problems with Meng Huo, but who isn't? You know, maybe we could have gotten some tower damage onto him, but I kind of figured, let's just go in. Alright, yeah, he's sending another army. But we get the Imperial Aid military, which is going to give us cheaper upkeep and better replenishment, so that'll be good. Because again, all this whack-a-mole is fine. If we can keep the peace with Ma Teng, you know, if we can keep the peace with Ma Teng, if we can eventually unify with Liu Yan, which would be the ideal, right? 1.1. It's so close. Well, maybe if he moves into his neighborhood here, he'll see that joining with me would be good. Level 7 already, it's crazy. Says an ultimatum ring. Well, you know, let's just save it.
如此甚善。好吧，但
He does it anyway. Everybody strongly condemns it. Which just goes to -11, which isn't that bad. And we get Liu Zhang and Liu Yan. He 50% food production faction-wide. Like, do we get Fa Zheng, though? I don't think so. Alas. And of course, Liu Yan will now be the administrator of Shu. He has Dongzhou being marksmen, which are interesting. You know, we just have to see how they panned out. Guerrilla deployment, ignore ground type. You know, they're not that quick. They've got decent bows. But yeah, we just need to get rid... Like, if we leave their retinues, then as an administrator, they're more dangerous. And I don't think we're going to be wanting to move either of them into the field anyway, right? Yeah, because, you know, they're real proponents of peace and all that. Could use this stack. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess I just don't want to put my eggs in the Liu Yan basket on account of him being old. But we can drop him, push Hua Lin Li into it. Of course. Or Lu Ji, exactly. Yeah. Oh, well, you know, yeah, our economy woes are over, but at what price? Now I have to think. And just hopefully avoid diplomatic fallout for this, because, look, if you... This is just very nice, isn't it? Isn't it just very nice? The year is 202, and this is the Liu Bei's land. Like, that's just very nice. It's good. Now, do we want Liu Chong there? Because what we could do is... Oh, right, I have strategist. I can get, like, a Treb. Oh, and the Emperor wants us to have armies right now. That's right. Do we even need a trebuchet, though? Trebs are good. But is a Treb worth the ability to pay for 2 Yi archers? Probably not. Should we try to get a Juggernaut? No, we don't have anything that can even shield wall. No, wait. To finish the Empire Turtle. Alright. Oh, right, because we didn't have strategies. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need them for that, so... We could bring a Juggernaut. You know, have a turtle juggernaut. We need some kind of force multiplier that could do it. And do we just run with him as the guy? I don't know if Liu Zhong is right here, right? Like, do we just... Like, do we need, like, a Zhong Fei figure here? Like, do we need someone in that army that can actually smash? Do we put Jian Yong in there? I mean, he's got zeal. He can actually hit things. He's a little squishy relative to the others, though. Okay, so you give them a ward save to your enemies, but you lock them in place. That is pretty interesting. You could do it on, like, the edge of a formation if their spears are over there. And then, you know, cackle. I just feel like, yeah, I don't... If we drop him, we could put what, like, we could do Hualanli over here. Wouldn't solve the problem of who hits people, but yeah, we can give her good axes, and that solves the problem of who hits people. The recruitment's cheap at least, so sorting them out isn't so bad. And then I guess Sabercab's super expensive though. Yeah, like, I mean, it pays for the difference in a day, but it's 5 days to pay for the change. Well, you know, we might be getting into a fight soon, so we can keep it, I guess. Alright, we've got... we don't need these militia. Just all archers. We can go one spear guard here, because we'll want this unbreakable guy in the front. One G militia in the back to help out a little bit, just like real bare bones, real weird, real heavy Yi archers. Yi archers, at least, you know, they can fight. They've got... You know, they can fight some. Another infantry unit here. Do we want to get, like, another saber militia? Because they're so much cheaper than spear guards. I mean, yeah, why not? We can just do... Yeah, you know, just a couple of shields on the wings. Real weird. A couple of cavalry. Try to funnel them all into a juggernaut. This is not an army that can take a town, but hey, maybe it can fight. Maybe. Lady Wu levels up. That's good, because now she gets to get redeployment cost through the faction. Excellent. Alright, so this place, what do we fix? Drop the secretariat, maybe? I mean, it gives us prestige. How close are we? 40? Kind of far, isn't it? If we break it, we can turn it into money. Oh, and this is... Oh, this is the population growth building. We don't need this. Do we take the armor building? You know, we can't really afford much more than what we have here in terms of the buildings. Maybe we don't. Do we take this? Yeah. That, you know, that's still some income, right? Right. And then one turn there, one turn there. We'll get a couple more dollars in the tank. And then, you know, it's time for a few fights, and then we'll get some more money there and there. This is militia bonus applied to this. Yeah, I was very disappointed to see that it didn't. Why wouldn't it, right? Is it because militia cavalry are actually good? Well, so what? Why not let him have one thing that's good? You know? If I modded the game, if I knew how hard is it to mod this game? If I made a custom Liu Bei mod, that would be what I would do. Just to bring his army up to other things. Because, like, honestly, like, that's his faction identity. It would be, like, saying your captain retinues are cool there with Yan Shao, but then, like, you know, they only meet, like, a third of the captain retinues, and not the ones with cavalry. Well, then, all of a sudden, like, it's a little underwhelming, isn't it? Alright, so here... We've got another assisting force. Faction-wide income. I mean, I don't really make very much money. Be worth like 200 though. Oh, we've got water clock though. Falling for it. Nice, yeah. Because honestly, that single thing would make the early game really solid, right? You would have... I mean, you'd be able to run a lot more militia cavalry, and, you know, you get the replenishment bonus in, higher, you know, just like, you know, your abilities would work right. But anyway, I'm going to take a short break and switch my laundry over, and we'll be right back for a little bit more of this. So, you know, don't go anywhere. I mean, go wherever you want to go. I'll be right back, though. All right. Things are going so well. You know, it took 11 years to reach second marquee, but of course, after convincing Liu Yan that we could run things, you know, just as good as him, or maybe even a little bit better, things are going fine here. Ma Teng doesn't want to unify with us. Shocking. All right, all right. He just wants me to give him this, but you're my trusted friend. Why would you just want something for free? He really likes us. Of course, that's worth whatever it's worth, you know, in the long run. But hey, all right, we need to have enough money to get Sayan because it's a huge satisfaction hit. I think it's like 3K or something like that, but it looks like we'll be able to get it because...
路径明晰，召集商贾，我要视察一下他们的货物。
Like, can we get to him? Yes.
竭力出击。
They recommend... like, we'll get a Pyrrhic victory. Well, maybe we can do that a little better. We've got a regular sentinel, Guanping, a soft commander, and a couple of advisors, but we have a lot of very shooty stuff. And we will hopefully we'll just deploy over with the rest of our guys and organize things up. Alright, we have a tower though. We'll have a tower right here. And that's eventually where we'll hold up together. At least he has a whole bunch of hit points. And he's unbreakable? Oh, from the ability common to his kind. No doubt. We need to save our destroyers of treachery, you know, for the finale. We're gonna try to engage the foe out this way. Alright. So they're lying in wait there, but we are getting everything together here. And we're just gonna run like so. And, you know, have this for when they try to come in on us, right? This seems very sketchy. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Well, we need to make him come to us first, so... So first we have to find a place that doesn't have a bunch of spears. Probably slow it down to just a little bit fast forward right now. Now we know where they're here, but yeah. Alright, yeah. A whole lot of spears. That is, you know, it's more than a problem. It's a big problem, but if we... If we just avoid them, if we just run through the front, alright, so that's a negative 50 morale cry. Oh, it's Dailai. Oh, no. Okay, so this is... You know, he is a tough cookie. But maybe we'll get the mace off of him, right? He is a terror. I am super actually worried about this. We might reload and just... just let the game auto-resolve it. No, we'll win. We'll win. We've got towers. We've got extra heroes. They're in march stance. Yeah, you know, like... Wow, 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 what? He just deletes her hit points, though. Just goes to show you can't mess with Nanman generals. This dude doesn't even have, like, a good weapon, right? No good weapon, no good armor. And just with this blow for blow... Oh, I guess he lost some hit points, but yeah. He does, like, just an absolute truckload there. But now we're going to beat on him. He's separated from his troops a little bit here. And we're going to happily start the old beatdown. He doesn't know what to do about it. So we're just going to hit him. We can't afford to get off of our horse, even though we know that's like a good way to do more damage. So we're just circle beating them with crummy weapons. Every single one of these guys has a crummy weapon. This is very different than the other army. But we do have a real army here, you know. Hey, this isn't all bad. It's not very good. It's not mostly good, but hey, we traded a hero's whole HP pool for one of theirs, and that's, you know, something. But we don't have forest penalties, and we're a little bit quick. We can't see anything, but that's okay. It's not like there's a whole bunch of spears in here. We just need to make them charge. I don't want to leave our lines, right? So... And with friggin' Dailai here, what is he doing running into trees? I thought we didn't sort of suffer forest penalties. Does that mean still runs into trees though? And we're just pushing through here. Because I'm afraid of them. And our cav aren't really in a position to help. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so that was the Defiant Cry plus Dailai's ability. We need to get out of here. Man, he's so much better at fighting than other people are. But now Dailai is caught out here somewhat, and hopefully he's going to keep on fighting for a little bit, and we'll be able to get the the cav on. Now, what'll that help with, you might wonder? Well, I don't know, but it'll at least hit him for some. Of course, once he hits the cav, it's gonna make them just drop. But hopefully we'll be able to cycle charge him here. And if his forces don't come to help, you know, we might be able to crack him. Dailai is one of the premier fighters in the game. But we get our melee evasion here and just keep on running in and out. Oh yeah, there we go. So due to the overly respectful view of the Nanman, who figure that Dailai is worth any 100 people, we end up being able to pull him out of the army and snipe him. We just need to make sure that he does not get back to the army, because he has like great abilities on top of the fact that he has this mace that is just, oh, it's really something. If they let me give that to somebody on my side, oh man, who to give it to? Zhang Fei, probably? Maybe he can't even use it. Maybe it's just champions. No, he'd probably be able to use it. But we are going to escort Dailai off. We are not letting him come back. Zhang Fei's a bad choice, you think? Okay, that's fair. That's somewhat survivable. And that's right, his roar is like a 2-use thing for 50, so it's not like... This damage weapon, I really just think of it as a morale cruncher, right? And a melee evasive thing. Because it drops melee evasion by 50%. Even if it didn't do damage, I would still want it. And of course, our cavalry did their job. It's time for them to go home. And now it's time for me to cheese it up a little bit more. Nah, I mean, with Dailai gone, we could move our forces up, but we could also make the slingers run away. They hit us with the negative melee evasion, so we use ours to counteract it and go back to normal amounts. We've got these slingers out of the trees now. We're just going to pursue them, run over them a little bit here, and then wheel to fight. Alright, they shatter there. Zhang Fei's single-use negative 100. Oh. You know, it's interesting how very specific movements through trees totally make sense. You know, the characters do a great job of just, like, pushing through the foe, which I know a lot of people don't like. They're like, why can't you get caught up more? I'm like, well, because they want you to be able to have fun, right? You know, they like you to have fun here. And that dude was trying to, trying to propose a duel, and then he ended up going under wavering morale, but... Did I tell him to do that? I don't remember telling him to do that. Oh, when their leader gets antsy, they do too? I don't remember telling him to charge. I don't remember that at all. We're gonna do it though. Oh, she like runs right into these warriors. They just have axes though. She'll leave. And that'll hold them in place for this awesome charge. And then we'll leave. Of course, once we make contact with the bows and arrows of outrageous fortune, that'll be all we have to worry about there. Must have accidentally selected them. Yeah, for sure. Maybe I hit something that was like select all units and I just didn't realize it. Dragged in a place where it saw everything on the other part of the screen. I will say this is the first time we're having them classed by, you know, what they are rather than who they're with bothered me, because now I don't have fire arrows on all of them, so I'm like, okay, now I'm seeing how the retinues would be good to have separated. Because now, oh no, these saber infantry did not need to go inside there. Let's try to get them out before they get embroiled. I'm like, we just need them to come out. Yeah, I'm like, they're already just crumbly. They get hit with the roar. At least we provoke the roar, right? Of course, very nicely solved enough. Dude, if Dailai was here, I don't know what would happen. I guess we would... I mean, we'd probably lose, right? We still could. It's not like we've definitely won the game here. Alright, we can't really push through with these guys. These aren't the Destroyer's Treachery are over here. Alright, if we get off of the horse... We still won't do a ton of damage, but it'll be enough over a period of time. It'll be more damage than we were doing, right? Let's get them over there in that direction. And here we'll be able to go around their shields, right? Right. And here, the cavalry charge absolutely melts everything here, and now they are all fleeing. Beautiful stuff. And our other Kev block comes in heroically through the burning trees. Would have been real cinematic if I had a shot of it. I was too busy looking at what I was doing. Beautiful. How you say thank you, thank you. Yes, you know, it's the skirmish phase of the generals went very well, and you know, Dailai, what a menace. We're lucky Well, I mean, we... Not lucky. We were repeatedly pulling at them until we got the result we needed, that we had to have. We pulled him out. You know, if he just would have ran in and charged, well, you know, we would have charged our cavalry into him in the middle and hoped for the best. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. It's such a different dynamic because, like, we have our primary army, and even that one secondary one, because Yuanyong was pretty good. But, like, that army is full of premier fighters. So it's very different having this other army, which still has our quite decent bow units, but, you know, and obviously we end up with a ton of ammo still, and the Juggernaut didn't do anything. But I think this army needs the Juggernaut, right? Because, you know, if we hadn't attacked in such a messy way, because I figured the right time was then, the Juggernaut really could have made a big difference on these as they came in. Or Dailai would have came in and smacked it. Nah, you can't think about that. Destroyers of Treachery run away. Probably gonna get knocked out. Of course, this isn't over yet, that's right. That was just the first morale break. What about second breakfast? But they should be army lossing now, I think. I think this time will inspire them enough. Yeah, we had him in the trees waiting, and it worked.
我等心怀忠贞，才有此胜。现在来尽情庆贺吧！
And this is what gave him Unbreakable. Well, you know.
汉贼
Hard
何
knock
当
life,
落得
buddy.
此下场？把俘虏放回去吧，我绝不动摇。
And now they're stuck up there.
拨乱反正。
And they can't really go through there, right? They'll run out of military supplies if they try. And that army does its job, which is dissuading the foe.
薄暮如丹凤，奸恶小人难逃我眼。步步谨慎，等待敌军进入埋伏。
And then same old, we're gonna try to catch him in the ambush. But, you know, it might not work. Might be very perilous. At least they don't have elephants, but if they had elephants, maybe I could get elephants, so, you know, there's a little of both to it, right? But if we get her in this fight, you know, Rain of Fire with 10 uses on it and doing a bunch of fire stuff through it could actually be pretty big. Utuga pickup would be huge. Because, you know, he's young. His weapon is amazing. His armor is super solid. Off guard. It's like we had him in our other thing. I just, like, you know how it is when you have like a whole lot of characters. You only kind of remember what your favorite ones did. Scarred, so he doesn't have to fear being wounded. Nice, nice. All right, so here. We don't need the food production building here, right? Because we don't make any food at all here. No, we make 7 from farming. Where? Oh, here. Okay, never mind. We're keeping the building then. We gotta have the food. Low cooldown radio splash that also does some other stuff. Nice. Another building slot there, and we just, you know, keep on hoping that we can get away with it. And just go to very low amounts of money, but that's okay. The Emperor will pay for 9 more turns of our armies, and if we can't make it pay out by then... Okay, with our food. Ah, yes, good point. We are upgrading a couple of farms. 1 farm. 2 farms. So I figured that would work. And it's also winter. But
如此才能避免无谓的冲突。
For what reason would he want military access? Does he want to fight King Meng? He wouldn't be able to, right? Yeah, I don't think, yeah.
甚善。
Alright. Ambush failed. Time for another battle. I don't think we get towers because of that. Alright, so this army wasn't at full strength. That's okay. They, after all, just have 1 army. And he's on an elephant. So, you know, we'll be able to take shots at him with our bows. Should be fine. I think we're going to be fighting battles like this a whole lot in this campaign. Yeah, just a couple of spears. Of course, Wutagu is very scary. His ability is 10k splash damage and negative speed on a 30-second cooldown. So very, very scary indeed. Terrifying, honestly. That's a lot of splash damage. That's enough to pretty much delete a general. You get that shaman. Oh yeah, because that's like a 10% greater thing. On there. I'm like, alright, how do we navigate this? We just go around the back and shoot him. Yeah, that's what we do. Oh no, we're in the Badlands where they get the bad miasma. Oh no. That's only when they're in the forest, I think. But when we're in it, we get messed up, right? It is one of the better wars you've had to fight, yeah. And it's nowhere near over. But once Huan Li is here, this is going to be a very different dynamic, right? Because she... She is going to be able to drop this rain of fire thing. And, you know, the Nanman being who they are, it should actually be pretty effective, and it should burn down faces. Well, you know, most of it didn't seem to hit anybody. Maybe some of it hit them, though. Yeah, you know, some of those guys lost some morale. They still have way too many spears here. It's just spears all over. Alright. We're gonna go in here and... hit him with the debuff. Like, they have so many spears. We need them out of the forest. At least we have this 10 use ability, right? $238 kills? Oh wow, okay, yeah. Yeah, you know, I guess it is. And we're just gonna continue following them until we shatter them. And if we can get Dongtuna out of the rest of these, then, you know, the old Binding Fury will do a big old chunk. If we can catch them. Oh, the elephant. Let's get a little smarter. Please tell me nobody fell off. I'm like, they can't have been braced. These are their heavy shields of the south, though. We just need them to run, right? Alright, now they're running right in time for the elephant. We need to get out of here. We don't want the elephant to connect with anybody. We don't want Mutaku to connect with anybody either. But now we're all just going to... Liu Bei, no, stop it. Stop being so brave. Just shoot him at point-blank range. Alright, so they are now going over there. That means now we need to go over there. But, you know, this is working. Meng Huo is just tanking all the shots. But, you know, that'll only work until it stops working. And we're just everybody's going to try to get a hit on him now, and then we need to bail over this way, right? Reasoning that, please don't get on horse. All right, yeah. Reasoning that now will be needed to deal with this. And Wei Yan got like totally trucked on at some point, but you know, he's fine. I'm like, is he on foot? No, he's not. He's fine. Oh yeah, once again, we're chasing javelin throwers with the melee unit. It doesn't work. Fortunately, what does work is our strategy here. They're like, no, we need to... I'm like, aren't I a lot weaker than you? Like, yeah, like, Wei Yan has, like, basically no HP. How are you trying to ask to duel him? You know, Guan Yu will duel Wu Tugu. Oh, Dong Tuno will duel Guan Yu? Well, that's a fair fight, then. It isn't. But Wei Yan is being a champion here. And these Saber militia are gonna catch those javelin throwers one day. Are they even gonna win when they catch them? Probably. I wish my unique unit was an unbreakable spear. No, it turns out the Saber militia are doing wonderful there. I'm like, you know, maybe Guan Yu will duel Wu Tugu. You know, that'll be heroic. Maybe we'd lose. Oh no, she's in the middle of spears. Run, run, run. Wei Yan continues to do awesome. You know, he by himself has gotten rid of probably like 3 or 4 units of skirmishers. You know, he does have better abilities than us, but that doesn't mean he'll win. Because we can cheat. Oh yeah, Mungo is still here. I thought we had taken him out. We didn't. Well, you know, then this duel is going to really impress him if we win. Guan Yu's dueling, and Liu Bei just charges in at the elephant. He has seen the elephant. Come on. You're the god of war. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, give him the old 1, 2, 3. Hit him again. No. Dodge him, Quan Yu. You've got so much to live for. Binding Fury. Connect. Oh no. 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 He lost. I should have used the ability earlier. No. How could this happen? Enraged, we charge the elephant and knock it over. Heals heal. Indeed. I wanted to win. But you know, the Nanman, they get better abilities. Show me the... I was like, show me the elephant, show me the elephant. We don't get the elephant. Oh, night battle. Of course. And then they come in here for a sick delegate victory. Yeah. Truly, we are blessed. Truly, a star shines upon the hour of our meeting. Look at that. Look at that. He's 30 years old. He's fiery and brilliant and superstitious. Alright, I know who's going to use the mace. Welcome to the party, Dailai. Alright. We need to save the game right now. Oh, best boy is acquired indeed. And we purchased her freedom. Yes. Now we are talking. Exactly. This, you know, because fortune favors the bold. You know, and it favors good ideas. And the narrative of this run is shaping up to be just perfect, right? Because we follow the stars, you know. Liu Yan asked for our help with the Nanman. That's our story. We're sticking through it. And then he realized we'd be so good at running things that he stepped down. And, you know, he's administering Chengdu, you know, and doing a very good job of it. We're real proud of him. Oh, we got him. They spent 2 on Commander and 1 in Vanguard and 1 in Sentinel. Kinda rough. Replenishment for his own army. Awesome, you know. The mace. What more can you say? That'll take the level 9 to max it. Yeah. Unless we get a reroll. And how much progress do we have to stuff? Well, we gotta fight duels to get more of that, of course. Yep. Alright. We're just re-rolling until we get him, right? Can it be Guan Yu? I guess redoing Liu Zhang would be okay too. Maybe these guys, maybe he wasn't in the faction. I don't know. It's only newly acquired generals. Ah. Might let you do it. Fair enough. Well, we will do it on. I'm like, well, it's gonna give it to us on Liu Zhang here. Because this is gonna, yeah, because now we can go towards his ability over the top and then get night fighting. No, we've already got night fighting in this army. Range damage on retinue, yes, because, well, surge though. Capture chance, yeah. We can give him this better sword. And we can give him this commandery commerce thing. It's not going to do amazing for him, but it'll do something though. Sayan can get filial and incorrupt. And also go across the top for composure. Or we can go... Oh, well, we're not going to make her an administrator, right? So... Satisfaction, just because getting over the... Oh, well, we may not need to do it right now here. Just so we can get a max expertise, that's what really matters. Fair enough. You know, because what this faction obviously needs is more... Alright, so do we get Final Rush? I think not, right? I think getting just one closer to the Roar and one closer to Zeal and Mighty Knockback, I think all of that's more important than Final Rush is. But maybe not. Maybe that's good. It makes them very quick on the battlefield, even if they're unhorsed. Never got giants, so we do want to kill a sentinel, yes. And who's a killier sentinel than our boy Dailai, you know? Who indeed? Whom? Alright, so we need to get him into... Shimoga, right. Yeah, he's even dodgier.
主公尽管吩咐。万物已然复苏。
I'm like, does this guy not get... movement for commanding? I guess they don't all get it. Yeah, I guess not everybody gets reach, right? Because that's what nobility is instead, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because zeal, you know, with the Heavenly Sword is actually quite nice, you know. No forest penalties, ambush avoiding, all that's fine. Reach generally on Vanguard's champions. Ah, I see. Did not realize. I guess strategists get it too. Oh right, Guan Yu was in command of the army because he had reach. Alright, do we... Of the people in this group, the one that matters least is Wei Yan. You know, you hate to drop javelin spear guards, though. Jin Young sorely the nightmares is Garrison. Yeah, you know, they're like, they called him a bard. A bard. And like, Dailai needs a better job. He's okay though, because we have huge amounts of there, but like... They don't actually need him, that's true, yeah. I just put him there so they would have a job anyway, I remember. And making Liu Zhong the Grand Excellency would be good. And here, you know, with him being a turncoat and being like, hey, by the way, I can lead you in, you know, maybe making him the Grand Commandant can be okay. Do we keep the Javi Spear Guards? I mean, I think not, right? Because it goes against what this army stands for, which is being somewhat affordable, because, like, nothing is anymore, right? The additional salaries we paid here. Okay, so we need to get rid of whom? We don't have anyone to drop. Yikes. That's more affordable than free, indeed. And then Wei Yan can get tossed into this block. Guan Ping gets a slightly better axe. And speaking of the nightmare of this garrison, we're just going to physically do it because we're probably going to need this army to not get so beat up by the auto. This campaign. Dailai joining up, we're gonna get that elephant too. We're gonna get that elephant. We're gonna put Wei Yan on it. Or somebody else. Probably Wei Yan though. Because the thing is too, with Dailai in these blocks, like, we just have to protect him, right? Yep. Nothing more iconic than green generals with slightly underwhelming abilities being awarded the wonderful elephant. We're like, look, now we'll always remember that you're the champion with the elephant. 2 hours later. Of course, Dailai makes this 1,000 times better, right? Because negative 10 morale on the click. Now, all of a sudden, this army just melts the things that it runs into. And, of course, just a little bit of free damage, too. Never hurt nobody. Only the foe. This army, like, this group actually, you know, if they had good weapons, they'd be real terrors. She's not that tanky, but, you know, her ability, you know, it gets the work done. And Dailai, yeah, you know, this is a nice little spicy army to bring along. Do you want to bus case? Yes, it does. You just have to remember to get off of your horse. Because on the horse it doesn't. None of the things work on the horse. Oh yeah, and he's got... Oh, that's right, he's got Defiant Cry and Southern Wrath, so... 20... He can make morale swing by a huge amount. Burning Mace plus his abilities is 30, then the charge, you know, so... Dailai on his own can run in and make militia or militia quality units run away. I need to get him in a real army. Because, like, look, if something were to happen to him, and I were to lose my mace, I would just have to reload a couple of turns in the past, and that would be a little shameful. We're running kind of far away from where we want to be. But, look, if he doesn't send another army out this way, then we're fine. And if he does, we'll lose the place again. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? Does this not connect back over here? Oh, okay. Or does it, but it's just very clumsy. Oh yeah, there's the stuff in there, and there, and there, right? Yeah. I do remember what those jungles are like. They're like, you shouldn't go in there. And that's when I'm the Nanman, I still feel like you shouldn't go in. Alright, so here... Maybe Liu Yan and Pishbook on you. That's what I was thinking. So we don't want to leave the home front undefended anyway. Yeah. It's the most important building after all. It's not the best, but it'll be worth a little bit of money.
你不用怕我们。
Man, you got a lot of money.
抱
I
歉，
wish I had a
我
bunch
方
of
不
food
能
to sell
同
to
意。
them. Meng moves up there. The ambush worked. It's got a little for accuracy, indeed, and you know, for safety. So how's the favor looking? Everybody is quite favored except Yanshu. So you know, the Han is doing well. Dongnin appears to be, you know, doing wisely here, except that he's just burned this down. So, well, maybe he's being a little hardcore sometimes.
又是你这厮！
如此甚善。
So we can make a coalition with Sun Ce. What would be the point of that? Well, it would look cool. General brings tranquility to the south.
并非软弱。
He's a virtuous idealist, you know, because like while everybody else is running around fighting the Han, I'm here doing what needs to be done to keep China safe. No, Han faction following up was Kongzhou. Yeah, yeah. And that was necessary. It wasn't. It was, though. I just didn't... I wasn't thinking I could just go and annex the Han land. If I had been, that's what I would have done. Alright, so we'll get way on here.
保持阵型。
众将听令，我军必胜。
诛灭逆贼。
Alright, can we get him one more time with feeling? They're already totally beat up. Of course, it's a 0% chance to capture him. He has a base chance of 77% to escape. So, well, you know, that's how it goes, right?
引以为傲的一战。
But we get the capture guy, Wutugu. I guess we just get rid of him, right? I wish it was going to give me his sword, but what are the chances that, you know... Alright, let's think here, though. We're going to be fighting this faction for a while. He would be an excellent pickup. A couple of spares. Joined the coalition, died in 190, basically nobody. Okay, I was like, I've never even really heard of him. I'm like, he doesn't have anybody that worked for him that I know. So. Do we eliminate a considerable threat? Or just see if we can get him to, yeah. I guess we just remove the problem, right? We've already got... Yeah... Because he turns any stack into a very dangerous thing, because he can just... You know, he's a duelist better than Guan Yu. He's got too good of abilities. If we just get rid of him, then we get rid of him. Sure, we don't get his weapon, but, you know, whatever.
我会让你们死得毫无痛苦，没必要留着他们。
根茎枝叶，皆是一体。
We already got the best Nanman pickup, right? So, how greedy do you even want to be with it? Do we, like, move in here to sack the capital of the commandery? We need to move back here to support immediately. I think immediately.
诸位猛士，随我征战。
As long as we never kill a sister. Well, you know I'm not going to do that.
众将听令。
You know there's people in this game that we're just not going to pop no matter what it says. I'll make up a reason why we're not going to do it. Oh yeah, the old peasantry income. That's what it's all about. Oshimoka. Yeah, you know, the upside to that is too high too. Yeah, you were telling me about that, and that's why he has the low satisfaction, because he actually, like, has the Han lineage, like Meng, and that's why all the Nanman don't like him. Mercenary joined the Ube and died in the fire attack. Ah, yeah. Alright, so here we roll up this way. The Emperor's discount is going away in 7 turns. But we'll roll up here to defend, which also means to go in and sack Fuling. Oh, we can increase taxes now. Alright, how much will that mess with public order? Some or a lot? Well, we can put down the revolts, right? And we need the money. And we have... survival in the short term, yeah. And it makes us money. So we'll get this farmer. Is he trustworthy? Maybe. And this guy's name is Wei Dan. So like, how are you ever supposed to? At least he's not a champion, right? Yeah. Yeah, alright. So we can spin off Guanping to like solo defend Shu, I guess.
谁在叫我？ 准备行动。
And then we'll send somebody up to solo defend against rebellions here in Bashi as well. But hey, at least we're getting a bunch of unity. Unity. Yeah, finally making a little bit of money, you know, with the huge tax rates. Also, of course, that increases the old food income. How close are we to Marquis? Not very. And he says, if you could only find fledgling phoenix or sleeping dragon, you would be able to order to the Empire. Well, that does sound good. Alright, so here we're within... Yikes. Alright, well. Well, here's Shimoka. Alright, so we have to turn around. It's fine. It's fine. We can send this army up there to roll it up with a solo thing. Yeah, we just need to get one more person in it. Fugitive officer, that's what we want. "36 years old. Qilong, you're my boy." This campaign is coming together. Alright, it's 1 in the morning. I need to go to bed. I've been staying up and talking too late, and I need to be more considerate. This run is indeed very blessed. No matter what goes wrong, we can be pretty pleased and figure, hey, I mean, look at us. Look at us. We're in Shu. We've got Dailai. We've got our Poison Volley Sentinel getting online. The only way it would be better is if it was a lady. He's ambitious, so that's not so good. Superstitious and energetic. But, you know, poison arrows with the archers actually could be okay, you know, potentially. But, awesome. Wonderful. Let's get him this noble sword. No, let's give her this noble sword. He's gonna want to be the one who doesn't fight sometimes. Zhongfei will hang out with the refined shaman. That'll help. All right. The army leader needs the shaman. Which means he should lead this army because he's got the enemy capture thing. Not like that should matter here. Oh yeah, look at that. 32 melee evasion. And now it's like those wonderful times of my first memories of this game, clicking around and saying, all right, can I build my building here yet? All right, so 30% industry will be worth more here, I think. He wants all my stuff. Elephants. Yep. Hopefully, you know, we'll just be able to sink a bunch of damage in. Alright, can we get anything done here? If by shooting at the elephants we can get something done. Because, okay, if they have 10 elephants here and then we just get rid of, you know, half of them, really just towers working on elephants is all you can dream of. Sometimes they'll just sit still and let you shoot them. That's what I hope they do here. Fire archers shooting at my militia, though, and not at my towers. Alright, we got 2 elephants so far. And now the oil caught on fire just in time. And they're running across the oil. That's gonna be awesome, right? Yeah, they're just gonna get deleted. Perfect. Perfect. Computer over here playing like me. Getting several elephants down. Are they gonna run across? Oh my goodness. Look at it. Look, they're doing it. They're doing it. I have to whisper because I'm so excited. Because they're acting like me. I like the last great export titles. This one isn't ended. Yeah. You know, look, I didn't think those other ones were going to happen so well. This... Quite a good defense, huh? Are they? Look at the bones. It's legit like something I would do. These Wuling fighters actually, you know, fighting the G captain very well. This looks like a chaos ritual for real. Look at the bones. Insanity. Yeah, it was a fire arrow. I was gonna light it, and then I noticed it was already on fire. We should hire him and promote him. It's like, no, this army doesn't need to be spun off. This army has to go into Nanman with the other army.
为了百姓，前进！
稍事休息，迈向胜利。出征数日，今日始归。
Wonder if we can auto some. Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, look at him. Close victory though.
仁者无敌，
Not too
天
bad.
命难违。日月更替，广增无志。
And there we go. We get fire arrows on the Yubei and night battles for this
土地
army.
无人，
And that is going to kick things up a notch. I was going to bed. I was going to bed. I am going to bed. I don't want to. I want to stay up and do this, but
做好准备。
yeah. Indeed. It's perfect, right? We came down here and we're just doing good guy Liu Bei stuff, dealing with the Nanman, which provide pretty interesting fights compared to fighting Han, you know, which you do pretty often in other campaigns. So yeah. I mean, look at our land. It's all working out. It's just so promising. Wouldn't be nearly as cool if we didn't have so long to let him establish himself, you know. It's a good point. That is a good point. And that'll upgrade, and then we'll be able to get probably another food tie-in building. No, we can go industry. Commerce there. We need to, you know, we need to try to make all of the commanderies produce. This one has the unenviable position of, you know, having this poor copper mine for one, but they haven't hit it in a while, right? It's just been steadily making money over here. And the Liu Yan confederation could have been a better time. Exactly, because we were so broke. You know, and on your advice, you know, we got the army slots because I wouldn't have thought of that. Yep. And then we ended up winning both of the things, getting Dailai, which we wouldn't have done, you know, if it was on the other side. It's just, yeah, very promising indeed.
无惧万难。
It's like, we need to get Dailai in an army. Do we get Dailai into this army? Drop the Juggernaut, say, you know, we don't need it anymore. Get, like, a Treb just to be able to force him to give battle. If we want. But I mean, Dailai, he can already do that. Yeah, exactly. And then we're going to have our unique strategists show up. I'm sure they'll have some advice for how to prosecute this war. We need to just get a couple other people into this stack, though. Wish I could trust these fools.
此地百姓聚集，最适
Let
合
us
在
get
此开
some
始贸
Shao,
易。
and then
我绝不动摇。
2 people should be enough. It just makes me so happy. It's perfect. It's just perfect. We've got our Poison Volley Sentinel. We've got Dailai. Like... Oh, it's great. Wonderful stuff. We just have to keep protecting him because he doesn't even have like a resilience, right? Like they get it at level 4, so we just got to be careful with them. Indeed, just basically going in blind because I didn't do a trial run to see where the movement would end up. I was just like, we'll go west. It'll work. And it did. And now in the Three Kingdoms, part of it, you know, we'll be able to lean into that narrative whenever it comes around, you know, trying to hold on to what's ours, letting them do their thing, trying to hold on to what's ours, you know, fighting a little bit on the borders, that kind of stuff, rather than beelining for the Emperor's seat, you know, doing more of a nice story of it. And, you know, it's our boy. He's brilliant. But anyway, the sooner I go to bed, the sooner I can wake up in the morning and play some of this before work. So that's what I'm going to do, just like I've been threatening to do for a little while. Oh wait, no. Well, we were supposed to do that fight, weren't we? It's fine. Yanbai dies. The tribes have united. They got a coalition going on. Well, that's bad news. Oh, right, you load the autosave and then you can move. Yep, right. Well, anyway, that's what we'll do. We're a marquee. What a world. We married Lady Wu, got the Imperial Seal. We found Dailai. We got Lu Ji, which is wonderful as well. You know, that's all a really good part. The Hualan Li pickup is ending up being really good, right? Because she was listed at like 200 kills after just using a couple of those. This might end up being like every bit as damaging as Poison Volley if you use all of them. But anyway, he'll get ceasefire on his, which should help. With some aspects of things. We'll see, though. We will see. But anyway, good night. Thanks for hanging out, Luke. Your good advice has certainly helped out here in this charmed run. As good as it gets. Freeze armor within archer range. Yeah, but it gives them 50% ward save, so it was just like, you know, if you have plenty of arrows, I guess you're fine. Or charge for experience, exactly. Or, you know, the cavalry, they're trying to flee, they're trying to break. You lock them down anyway. Sure, they're 50% damage resistance, but if you've got spears on them, you know, you can just melt them down and they can't run away. Stuff like that. They're trying to flank, you just lock them down. The fact that they've got that damage just doesn't matter. You run your spears in, they don't get the charge, and then when it wears off, you know, you're already in there getting your stabby stab on. But yeah. Do we just... we'll think about it. I'll think about it while I'm laying in bed. But anyway, that's all we've got right now for what is shaping up to be the greatest run of my life. But an hour and a half after saying I was going to bed, I really am. So, good night, everybody. Appreciate you, and maybe I'll see you in the morning or later on. I know you might be saying, it is the morning. Well, the later morning. Good night.